scenario. The scenario. The scenario. The scenario. The scenario.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Here's the Scenario podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Mike Feeney, being joined with me, as always, by
Mike Cannon.
And
also
Brendan Sagalow.
And boy, are we excited for our guest that we have today. He has been well requested by the listeners of this podcast, and we're happy we got him in. Jim Norton, everybody.
Oh, thank you, guys.
Norton.
how'd you like the song?
It was very, very inspiring, and the best part of this experience is before we go on the air, Mike goes, "So didn't you interview somebody recently? That was really interesting and a decent story I had, but I already blew it before the show."
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
That's why when you come in studio, I never talk to people when they come in studio.
Right.
But it's not to be rude; it's just so I don't want to get
Mike did the
We wasted a lot
pre-interview.
of we could do it again. We could try it again.
No, it won't feel genuine.
Who's
that guy?
Who's that president?
You know how to do his voice.
Kind of. That was bad. That was
good.
No, it wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. I don't like when someone's
Pressure.
like he can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because then I crumble. Everybody's
Because
waiting
when
for
we
it.
don't talk about it, he will shoehorn it in 5 or
Sure.
6 times. So
It's coming up.
I understand.
He's
It's
peppering
gonna come
it in.
up.
Yeah.
You'll get a flashback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's not what this show is. This show is a scenario-based podcast based on what you, the listeners, submit and write out to us in patreon.com/scenariopod, or just hit us up on Instagram, or words that should be in the right order. Let's go to one from Melanie Williams. Bear Grylls offers each of you $1 million to do his survival show, so you'll constantly be filmed as well. Your choices are 10 below in the Arctic. You'll have proper gear and clothing. However, there's a serious polar bear threat constantly, and if you fall in the water, you're pretty much a goner. Time span 1 week. Okay. Other choice: the Amazon, 105 degrees, insane bugs, spiders, snakes, and piranhas. All water, has super dangerous critters. Would you go at all? If so, which place? And would you want to go all as a group?
I, for one, think this is very easy.
Well, how long is the second one? The first one was a week.
Yeah, she didn't say about the second one, so let's say it's also a week. Okay. She just says, would you go at all? That's how much she obviously wants.
Can we choose not doing this?
Yeah. For $1 million, though. It's $1 million.
$1 million, easy. I could, I think like the piranhas one, the hot. I think I could be in hot for a week.
You pick the Amazon.
Yeah, and just get very like, you can get kind of.
You're built for winter.
Dude, he doesn't even remember what he likes. Because last week he was quoted as saying, "It took me a long time to get used to being hot."
And you said, if there's anybody
years,
I know it's who loves winter, it's you.
I do love winter.
You love winter, and you hate sweating.
But I really think you could get kind of like in a place in the heat where you're just like, you're meditating for like half the day.
And don't forget about the bugs. You're meditating and then...
It's fine. That's fine.
And you got to shit and hope bees don't fly up. I was a boy, and one time I was taking a shit outdoors, and I was wearing satin shorts, and I was shitting on yellow jackets, and they were buzzing around between my legs. I almost got stung. It's true. So I had to fucking wipe my ass with my underwear and put my satin shorts back on.
Oh, no.
My God. I've wiped my ass in the woods with a leaf, and it just like, does not cover enough of your hand at all. It got everywhere.
If you're shitting in the woods, you're getting rid of the boxers that you're wearing or the underwear that you're wearing.
Most likely.
You're wiping it with the boxers, throwing it.
Yeah, socks. I had blisters like 3 inches long that just ran up my Achilles.
You didn't have any like underwear on or anything that you could have used?
There's a sexy question. So you're not wearing anything?
Well, they didn't have enough coverage, if you'd like to know.
Were you clean shaven at the time, or what was the pubic hair situation? Jim, what would you do? Which one would you choose?
I hate both. The scary thing about being in the cold like that is I was reading about Antarctica, and they have these fucking crevices or crevasses for those of us that watch Discovery. And
the crevasse.
They said like you'll be walking at night and you don't see one, and they said you'll slide down hundreds of feet. And then you just get wedged, and people have died that way. Like, because your body, you're not falling, you're just sliding until you wedge, but it becomes into a V.
And then you can't get out.
My God.
And you just get stuck and you die. I would probably take the cold. I think both suck. The heat, there's the other things of the bugs getting you would bother me.
Yeah.
The poisoned water, the possible shit like that would get to me. I think I would take the cold, although both options suck.
Can I tell you why? I'm gonna. The piranhas is the one to do because I just remembered this.
Okay.
Piranhas don't fuck with human meat. They don't eat human meat. That is a myth, my friends, and we can look that up at any point, Nicole.
What do you
But
mean?
I guarantee
don't-
that's not right.
Yeah, there's no way.
They
If
don't-
there's a dead
I'm
body,
telling you.
if
You
there's a
think
dead
if
body
you had a
chopped up-
cut on your body and you walked into the swamp or even any nick or whatever, and some of your blood got into the water, that wouldn't alert the prey of the area?
Maybe sharks, but not piranha. They don't fuck with human meat.
There are few scientific data supporting such behavior. So it's saying it's
that hurts, doesn't
they're
it?
saying it's
No.
rare, but they're not saying that it can't happen.
Of course,
Yeah, they
anything can happen.
They might bite you, but then realize that they don't like you the way sharks are. But then
Right.
Sharks won't.
But-
Sharks
Yeah.
will fuck you
Yeah,
up.
they'll spit you out.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but also you're neglecting spiders and again like the bugs of just spiders and snakes too. Rainforest snakes are like poisonous,
shitty-
deadly snakes.
The shitty loophole of this question is it should be like alone. Like if you were just dropped alone in one of these environments, which do you think you could last the longest in? Because Bear Grylls basically like slept in a Will Smith like fucking movie set trailer.
Yeah.
He did not do any of that. Like they dropped him in and he did all the skills, but in between filming, he would like go warm up with a cup of cocoa in the trailer and then they'd shit him back out.
Obama did his show. Did you see when Obama was on? And they had salmon together, like they caught wild salmon. But you know that they probably tested that.
Yeah,
first.
of course. Yeah.
Yeah, that was also that was flown in.
Will Ferrell did an episode.
Yeah.
It was when my wife. I weird how I remember this. I got super into this show. I actually almost got arrested the night that I watched that episode because I was ordering delivery service weed. They told me the type of car they were in. I got off the curb to walk towards the car, saw somebody else also try to open it, and then cops jumped out, put the guy on the hood, and arrested him immediately. And I just turned back around, went in the
Oh,
apartment,
shit.
and
my
watched
God.
Will Ferrell on Bear Grylls.
I liked Survivor Man as well. That was the
Yeah.
one where the guy was alone. He would just play harmonica and just be like, every time he ate anything at all, he was like, "Oh, this is so delicious." He's eating like a spider. He's like, "This is just, I don't get better than this, gang." Like he was just so happy to be alone.
Do you think when the president is eating something or like doing something, and they have like people to try it, so it's not like there's a part of them
What
that's
is
like
it?
I don't.
1100 AD?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking. Like when they're like, oh, it's with the Bear Grylls. They're like, let's test this just in case Bear is trying to poison the president. Do you think that's like a factor in there where there is like a just in case Bear's trying to poison the president?
You think he's a suspect? I like how you.
I don't know.
I like how you asked that question, and Jim didn't even dignify it. He just looked down and was
Well,
like, "Let
I know what
somebody
you're
else."
saying, but if they catch a wild salmon in the stream, they're probably assuming that he didn't poison it and then throw it in, and
Yeah.
the thing was stupid enough to eat a worm with a fucking hook in it.
The Bourdain one with him and Obama eating in that like small street meat place in like Bangkok or whatever, that to me registered as like, oh, that must have been weird for them to have to test or like kind of block off and secure and all that shit because it's in the middle of this crazy ass fucking market.
Yeah, and everybody knows if you're going to poison somebody, you do it with the slow acting poison. So
Right.
the person who
Right.
tries it, they're not
Do it
going to know right
exactly.
away until
Exactly.
until
The real
it's too
way
late.
to poison someone is to give them a little bit in their coffee every day.
Or
Yep.
is to poison their mind with thoughts.
Right.
But
That's
here's
or to pour Drano in their soup, and then they're filming themselves as they do a puppet show, and you don't realize that they're going to die soon.
But what you're not counting on is Haley Joel Osment to come really reveal the truth and find those tapes.
Yeah, that was Misha Barton.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
COC.
Hey Ma, there's some bitch vomiting in the tent in the living room.
Yeah. He's like,
no
oh,
tent."
my sweet little boy. I would pick the cold one because it says right here very explicitly, you have the proper gear and clothing.
Yeah.
So if I have the proper gear and clothing and I just need to survive
Right.
for like that seems the biggest
Yeah,
threat.
there like is no gear to cool off.
Right. There,
Yeah.
the,
No, there
except
is.
going in the water,
What?
except you can't because it's filled with piranha.
What is
There are like the things that they wear in Disney World. There's like fans and air conditioners in there. I've heard. I don't know. As I'm saying it out loud, I hear that sounds.
hang on. So to cool off in this area, you're going to put on a Mickey Mouse suit that has fans in it.
If it's the proper, I mean, if you get the proper shit as a winter guy, you should be able to get the proper shit as a summer guy. And if that's what that takes, then that's what that takes.
Yeah, but a mouse outfit with an air conditioning unit built into it is probably not considered proper gear. Whereas that's for comfort. The other one you need to survive.
Yeah, that's true. You can't do a week in like the Mickey Mouse costume.
You
I
can't
don't
do
think.
an hour in the Mickey Mouse costume. You have no idea how hot those are.
They have air conditioners in them.
They don't. They have shitty working fans. I've had one of those things.
No, you've had one of those things from a high school.
Yeah.
These are
It was a
high-tech Disney World costumes.
Not even the Mickey Mouse has an AC unit in
No.
his own costume.
Where would the coolant be and the vents? It's just where would
in
it
the
connect to?
Like battery
in-
powered.
Yeah.
It's in the costume somehow. I don't know how to
Two
explain
little
this.
tiny fans in each of the
Look,
ears.
we've reached the top of what I know about it.
Which
but
was-
I know
Which was zero.
Yeah,
It
but
was,
I know that there's something
It was
in
making it up.
All right, so we're going.
Nicole.
All of us are going winter except Brandon.
Nicole, look up mouse costumes with AC
Yeah.
units inside of them, please.
You're gonna feel so
Imagine
stupid.
it's like 8,000 BTU. It's like the coldest AC all the Okay, TJ says, here's a scenario. An evil clone of you has taken over your life. He's better than you in every way. He's a better spouse, better friend, and better comic. Okay. Do you fight your evil clone and take back your life? Or do you take the opportunity to leave and start a fresh new life?
No, I warned the evil clone, and I'm like, I know it feels good now, but there's a lot you're bad at. And those fucking, just because you're better at comedy, those fat tits are going to prevent you from getting laid.
Yeah.
Dumb clone with your hopes up.
Yeah, but can he work out? Can he just be a better you? And then he's not. Then he doesn't even look like you.
But I would convince him to break up with my wife because if he's my wife deserves me at this level. Me at a higher level, I don't know. I think
right.
I could get somebody better.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, I thought I
That'll
was
be
being
the clip.
silly until your
No.
response, you fucking asshole.
Wow.
Now she's going to listen to this. It's a
Yikes.
problem.
yeah, let's
No.
all
Well, you did
laugh
talk
when
about
something
her
like
up
that
front.
said.
So, man, that's so sad for crew. What would you do, Brendan?
I don't know. I'm heartbroken about what was said before. I don't think I can. Think
I don't
of
know if I
anymore.
believe in love anymore.
I don't think I can-
I am also heartbroken that a grown adult thinks an AC unit is in a mouse costume.
It's a hard one to look past.
I'm assuming we're still waiting on that. By the way,
No, the Google said no results.
Amazon Reserve is built for the Bayou mouse suit.
Nicole hung herself when she realized what you wanted her to look up. I just wanted pizza.
Yeah, Nicole's evil clone took over recording so she can get pizza. I wouldn't. I think I would. I mean, the idea of fighting your evil clone, if he's better than you in every way, he's going to know
He's
how
gonna
to
be
fight
able to
a
kill
little bit
you.
more than you.
Yeah, there's just
So,
nothing you have to
I
offer.
just get my ass kicked and leave with a black eye and no
Yeah.
ego.
yeah, this might not be the funniest answer, but you do have to kill him. You have to murder that thing.
that man.
But
You don't
if-
just start a
if it's-
Sagalo too, like Gallagher
Mr.
too.
Robot style.
No, yeah. I mean, you have to just murder it but if it's you, it knows what you're thinking. It knows, he's going to have to murder me. I know that he knows that because
Right.
I'm him. So it's going to be,
That's why you kill him from afar by slowly putting poison in his coffee every
Right.
single day.
but even me at a little bit better is still not that good. So it'll be an easy kill.
Or go on the road with him. I'd love to do like a both of us doing the act together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, a
Like a
10 and a
Lucas
0. We're a 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could be the new Lucas Brothers.
Well, yeah, and one of yours
Right.
could
Marvel
focus
Brothers.
on hip hop, and one could focus on comedy.
That's so
now you
The
can finally
Menendezes.
become a rapper.
yeah.
They're great brothers in comedy.
Would you do that? Would you take that opportunity to be like, I'm free and now I'll be a rapper and pursue
Yeah,
it in
maybe.
earnest?
Yeah.
I think, yeah, it would be. I wouldn't tell anybody. I would just keep him in a closet, chain the fuck up, and
You're like, give me
and
better
then-
jokes.
Yeah, let him.
Yeah, write my bits.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Write the bits.
And in classic Brendan fashion, he'll be like, "This is amazing. I'll never use it."
yeah. Yeah, it's just gathering dust.
Yeah,
You hear just. Did you try those jokes yet?
yeah, it's right on top
Oh,
of all of our
no.
advice.
Sorry. I'm still doing a joke from 10 years. Sorry about that.
Alex the Truck, what do you think the others would be terrible at? Example, okay, I am reading this for the first time, so I don't know where this is going.
Okay.
Example, Sagalo would be a terrible spy because he would be so excited he would tell everyone, and Cannon would be he would tell everyone. And Cannon would be a terrible city bus driver because he would have to fight passengers that disrespected him.
That's true.
No example for me.
Or are you just not reading it?
I swear to God.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, for him, it's like he'd be terrible like comedy and podcasting.
What job do you think the others would be terrible at?
I think I'd be a pretty good spy. I don't know. I don't think I would tell anybody that. Maybe my therapist.
What job do you think people would be terrible at?
Which one?
Yeah,
like, which job do you
anything.
think?
Every job besides the one I'm currently doing.
Yeah.
And I'm not great at that. There's a large
That's the
swath
perfect
of everything
answer,
that
yeah.
I'm not good at. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
that really is the only answer.
I guess bare knuckle fighting, I'd be
Sure.
pretty bad at.
Yeah.
I think
You'd be a bad you'd be a bad motivator because you would accept somebody's mediocrity.
yeah. No, you're fine. No, it's cool.
Come on, do 5 more. And they'd be like, no. You're like, yeah, no, I hear you. I wouldn't want to.
Yeah, it would
makes
become
sense.
mental health at that point. I'd be like, okay, yeah, I get it. Your mental health needs to be taken
You
care
want to smoke weed?
of. Yeah. It's my clone.
What would Mike be terrible? I think something like in the retail space, something where you get, or even like going back to being a server where you're like
Yeah.
talked down to by customers.
Office
really.
manager.
Yeah.
I already know. Yeah, just being the office manager of a office, like having that responsibility, and it's just completely thankless, and everybody goes to you with their problems, and
Yeah.
it's never positive.
And you're also
That's like a
looked
restaurant.
at as like,
GM.
Yeah.
It's even worse.
you're
Yeah.
looked at as like the boss too, and everyone's like fucking the boss.
Office manager? No,
Yeah,
you're
right?
not. No, you very aren't. You're looked at as everybody's personal assistant
Yeah.
and the absolute
shit.
gum on people's shoes.
I know what you'd not be good at. A nurse in a burn unit because you're handsome, so you would just bum everybody out.
Yeah.
Like you keep coming
hey,
in telling them, "Hey, you look better," and they'd
Mm-hmm.
be like, "No, look at you and look at me."
I'm like this, like, ugh.
Feeney's dewy skin would just remind them of what never will.
Looks
Yeah.
all handsome. They're sitting there just trying to blink.
Everything hurts. What would Jim be bad at?
I'll leave.
Love making is not a job.
For some, it is. I don't know. I'm trying to think of what I think. I need something where you'd have to be like physically, like a bouncer, perhaps.
Oh yeah.
A bouncer?
Have you ever had a physical job like that? Like
No, not
construction
I
or
could
anything?
see you doing like I could see you in a vest with a jackhammer. I could
Yeah.
see you doing
Yes, or one being inserted in the back.
Just has a fist at the
Yeah.
end of it.
that.
I've done forklift operator, but I've never done physical
Whoa,
work.
that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, that was a shit.
Do you
job.
think if you got behind a forklift now, you'd be able to do it again?
it would take a little while because this was a boom. Like I was like
That
Johnny.
was you destroying the buildings? A boom.
Wow, what a generous.
You are a charitable man.
I'm laughing at the magnitude of the bomb. I love it, but I love that you knew it. The way you
I had to
I
try
had
it.
to salvage a boom. You knew.
And explained his way through it.
From the building you see, when you-
Yeah, I like
and you
that.
fucked the job up.
Yeah, I respect that.
That's all I want.
Yeah, that's all. Is it?
A laugh here or there would be pretty great.
Are these, by the way, waters left over from the other podcast?
Yeah.
They are. Is that? Did you not sip that?
No, I didn't touch it.
Then no. Then that is left over.
Yeah, you're
Thank
rid
you.
of that.
You got it.
And that
Um,
one
Outta
too.
here.
yeah, that one's an old one too.
Missed.
Okay, it's from Edison Steven Rosario. Here's a scenario. You guys do a cruise gig. We already have. You guys do a cruise gig, and what do you know? It hits an iceberg. A sinking cruise ship, 3,000 fat yacht rock fans, and only a few life rafts. What do you do? So let's give ourselves a puncher's chance here and say that this cruise is in the Caribbean. So while there are an influx of shark, it will at least be warmer water. So we're not dying of hypothermia almost instantly. So let's say that. But we're still on a sinking ship, a bunch of people, a
Is
few
it
lifeboats.
it's a cruise ship? Like
It's a cruise ship.
Big cruise ship?
3,000 people.
Didn't it happen recently where somebody they went overboard as a large group, maybe a ship?
1912.
but it was warm water. They clustered and they were just watching their friends get picked off by sharks randomly.
Oh,
That was
my God,
1940s.
dude.
That was like in the
In World War II,
yeah,
yes.
during World War II.
It
that
was,
happened.
what was the name?
It was like I forgot the
The
boat.
Indianapolis.
Yes,
Yes.
The Indianapolis.
70
Yeah,
something
yeah.
people I think got eaten by sharks over the course
Holy
of like a
shit.
day and a half.
Baseball player named Herbie, I forget his name, Herbie something from Cleveland.
Puckett?
Oh,
No.
the real shoeless Joe.
It was
Shark bit.
I forget Herbie something. He got bit in half though,
That's crazy.
yeah.
Just to be floating there while it's just open water times 70.
Well, and then you have no center balance, so you probably just like tip upside down, and then all your fucking phalanges are coming out of the water and shit. That is a
man,
nightmare.
that's
just pasta ragu coming out of the bottom of your torso.
Disgust. You have a sunburn as well, which sucks.
I am very confident. Yeah, that's the worst part of your day.
Oh, it also hurt.
I am pretty confident that I could like Billy Zane schmooze my way onto one of the few remaining boats. Whether
you
it's
couldn't get me off that boat. I'd be fucking.
I would find a child. I would do exactly what Billy
Yeah.
Zane did in
Yeah.
Titanic.
But then you realize that the boat's gonna be fine. You're just holding a kid for no reason.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Fuck.
What am I doing?
Just like this.
Running with a kid towards the boat. They're like, the boat's fine.
Yeah.
it hasn't even left the dock yet.
I give a
You're
slight
holding onto a kid.
I put a slight cut in the kid, throw him into the shark water.
I love the idea of Brendan like a cat just starfishing and not being able to
Yeah.
take it off.
You can't make me.
Yeah, I would get right in there. Like like I'm late for a train. Like if it was a busy train, I'd be like, "Excuse me, I don't even care." They'd have to fight to get me off of that thing.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
You are the
What do you
little engine that could.
What about you?
You
Jim?
just hit the
are
first
you doing?
obstacle and you're like, I don't care.
What am I? Oh, in that scenario, if there's not enough boats, I would probably fucking take the female clothing from whatever guy I was hanging out with and put it on.
And they go, oh,
You in a corset.
yeah. Are there any
Up your
boats
tit.
left for a little lady?
He'd be like, "That's not a wig." And I'd be like, I know.
Well, nowadays you can just say you're a lady.
I identify as a first responder.
I'm a
and
child woman.
Yeah.
That's true. You don't even have to dress. I would just, I identify as a woman. I identify as a little
They're
girl.
like, oh, right this way. They throw an actual girl off the.
Yes. Get on with a Bud Light.
Yeah.
It's J.K. Rowling.
Yeah. You've had your chance. Okay, this is from Promer Mitsu. Longtime fan, first time participant. If all of you were completely mute for an entire year and can only communicate through soundboard, which, it says 5, but which phrases or sound effects would each of you have ready to communicate with your loved ones and the world around you? So you're completely mute, but you got 5 soundboard or sound effects.
Mine would be yes, no, I'm gonna come, I'm coming. Sorry, I came.
And then she's just hitting no.
A bonus. This doesn't usually happen to me.
Yeah, you're just so pretty. Is the last one. You're just so pretty.
Were you young during the big soundboard boom of like the internet?
Was it?
Yeah.
When fucking the
Prank
Arnold
phone
thing
calls.
came out? Yeah.
E-Bombs World.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
Yeah.
Played that on O&A so many times.
Yeah,
Those guys were great with sound. I've never been great at them. And I brought a few good clips to the show, but those guys were really
The
good
timing of it
at
and
the
filling
time.
it.
Yeah, there's a real art to it. Anthony did arguably the worst thing I've ever seen anybody do with a soundboard. Just a guy called in and he was talking about his daughter had been killed. And there was a weird show to call into. We had his therapist in, and Anthony's use of the soundboard bordered on barbarism. It was so brutal. But that type of funny where your stomach hurts. It was one of the few times in my life I couldn't believe he had just done it. I couldn't believe he had just done it.
It's fucking
So I've seen it used really, really effectively.
Sure.
I don't know what my sounds would be.
I had gone back and listened to some old O&As, and I just listened to you guys Jocktobering one of their early radio things, and it was a prank call of Opie talking, and then they post-added Anthony, and they were ordering like a baby dress or a girl
I don't
dress or
remember
something
it.
like that. And you guys teed off on them for, 40 minutes because it was truly the worst editing of all time. And you could hear the clicks in and out. And it was unbelievable. It's so good.
I don't
Pointless
remember
story.
that. I know that we attacked all their old bits, and we did my stand-up, and we did a few guys. think Voss brought his stand-up in, and Patrice was going to. I don't know if he ever did or if we got fired. This is 2002, before he brought his in. But we would roast each other's like,
Yeah.
old
Pretty
stand-up.
convenient.
It was, I know.
Yeah, Patrice just happened.
And then right when
That's
he was
brutal.
gonna, he had a stroke.
Yeah, finally found the tape.
Yeah, all right.
Into the hospital. That manipulative piece of shit. I never put two and two together.
This one is
I'm the sweatiest I've ever been
It's
in my
so
entire
hot in
life.
here.
It's only going to be hotter after this next question. I didn't read it. Who is Liz Naus? Okay, that's the name. If you were completely morally bankrupt and wanted to make as much money as possible, what would your job be given your professional experience and skill set?
Oh, like a hardcore alt-right conspiracy person.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because I did that podcast. I know the whole playbook. I could be a millionaire in like 6 months if I really had no soul.
Isn't that like one of the Proud Boys guys? He's just acting. Like there's just a guy who just
There's
is
a
like,
lot.
yeah, I know what to say to. Like he's openly admitted being like, yeah, I just know what to
In
say
the
to
court
these people.
transcripts of Alex Jones, he was saying it's performative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nuts.
I would use all of my charms and my humor to bilk old ladies out of their life savings.
Nice.
That's a great idea.
That's a
I
good
would.
one.
And my pussy eating skills. I would definitely fucking chime in a little bit.
Man, I think I could be a real good, whatever that's called, like for the old.
Pedophile?
Yeah. What is it called? The thing that you were just gonna do. What is
The
that with the
gigolo.
ladies?
A gigolo.
Gigolo kind
Yeah,
of old
yeah,
ladies.
yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like I could really. I feel like
Do you have the stomach for it though?
I could probably get through it. Yeah.
I feel like
I don't know.
They're not all Lauren Bacall. You know what I mean? They're not all fucking. There's a few.
Most of them are gonna
probably
be
duds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
pigs.
Brendan.
Yeah, but
with-
there's less
with
pressure,
worse.
then,
Yeah.
isn't it? There's less pressure because then you get like this
But
is.
the smells, my God, the smells.
Oh,
Like,
I-
that has to be
I
just
hadn't thought about it.
open grave pussy and like
Oh
just
my
fucking
God, yeah.
mothball ass. Like it's all
Dude,
bad, man.
dry.
Some fucking divorcee with like a heart tattoo and ankles. Like,
Yeah.
oh, for Pete's sake.
Yeah, just folded over fat ankles.
Brutal.
I don't
Oh
care
my
for
God.
that. But
But you'd have to do it.
And if they
But I'm
want it
still
in their
for it.
ass, imagine their ass, dude. Their assholes.
Oh,
Imagine their fucking assholes, dude. Disgusting.
yeah. Collection of roids.
Yeah.
just from years of eating spicy foods.
Yeah, and reading too much on the toilet.
I had the same. I think I have a similar hemorrhoid from reading all these 5-star reviews we have on
Hey,
iTunes. Thank you very much for
transition.
everybody who listens and leaves a review. Keep pumping those out. Go to here'sascenario.com. Listen to us. Watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Come see all of us live. The three of us will be doing a show at in Manasquan, New Jersey at the Algonquin Performing Arts Center. Is that what it's
Live
called?
podcast.
Or something like that. We're doing a live pod and the three of us together. September 16th. Tickets are on sale for that. Get that now. But let's find out first before our individual dates. Jim, what do you got to plug? Where are you going to be?
2 dumb gigs. August 12th, I'll be in Albuquerque. September 28th, I'll be in Toronto.
Nice.
And that's all I have right now. I just did Austin, so
Hell yeah.
and I just only have 2 gigs to plug.
When in Albuquerque?
August 12th.
Nice. August in New Mexico.
It's as dumb as fucking July in Texas.
Yeah, I mean,
just was.
that's what I just
Stupid
did too.
asshole.
I was just in Houston, dude. I did Phoenix and then Houston. It was 114 degrees in fucking Phoenix.
Yeah, it's been over 110 every day for like the last week. It's like a record.
Crazy.
And I
We're
would,
talking about global warming. You know.
and not to build you up or whatever, but your fans that come to your shows are like great. You know, I've
Yeah.
opened for you a handful of times. Your fans are like awesome comedy fans. They're just like they like stand up. They like all types of humor. They like.
Get off his dick, dude.
Nice. Catchphrase.
Brendan's been working that catchphrase. That's
good-
You fucking.
That was the most well-placed and authentic one.
I knew
yet,
it was
though.
going to
Yeah.
happen before it even started. I was like, there's probably a chance that he says
It also, I found myself almost doing it.
Fun, man. It's fun.
Get off his dick. That's a good catchphrase.
Yeah. Put
Yeah.
that on a t-shirt. Get
Usually
off
he
his dick.
screams it, and it's way more jarring.
Yeah.
This one was a little
I
more.
thought this one would be a little bit more subtle.
Yeah.
Anyway, August 24th, I'll be at the Comedy Connection in Rhode Island with Scott. I'm bringing Scott Chaplin. It's going to be a fun time. Get those tickets.
God,
And then,
that is funny.
yeah, very, very fun.
Get off his dick.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
I didn't even see it coming. That is a good, great gig. The guy, whoever, I forget the guy's name who runs a club. He does a great job up there.
Oh, yeah, that club rules.
Get off his
Yeah.
dick.
Well, he's.
Oh,
God damn it!
Why did someone do it?
I keep falling for it.
God,
I was so stupid. I almost jumped right on board the sentiment.
And September 28th, I'm at the Hereafter in Seattle. And me and Mikey are doing...
Yeah, we're doing Comics Roadhouse together August 17th through the 19th. That's going to be fun. Big announcement coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. Check out my YouTube. I'm doing Old Man Basketball, my series where I have been playing in a far too competitive basketball league, and my body is breaking down worse and worse each week. And yeah, more stuff up there. Mike Cannon Comedy on YouTube.
I'm good. I have a fun announcement that I'm gonna put up here before I even promote it on social or anything like that. But I am coming back to Chicago, and I am doing the Den Theater October 7th. 2 shows, 7:15 and 9:15.
Chicago.
Tickets are just went on sale. Buy them now. Bring like 20 to 30 of your closest friends. It is a big lift, and it's going to be a great night. I'm very excited. Again, that will be the Den Theater, October 7th in Chicago. People have been messaging me, when are you coming back to Chicago? Then, October, please don't message me the 10th asking when I'm coming back to Chicago. I'll kill myself.
No, they'll message you on the 11th.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
so,
the
dude.
worst. Fucking shit fan. I was just there.
That happened. 2 different, a positive and a negative version of things that happened. That happened I was just in Seattle last week, and the day after I left, when are you coming to Seattle? And to be fair, they had just found me on social media, and that was more of like, that's actually missed it. But it wasn't like, I've been waiting for years.
Yeah.
But then my when I was in Escondido, my Tonight Show said re-aired, and then on Friday, and then somebody watched the show on Friday night, saw me, and was like, that guy, I'd like to see him live sometime. I wonder if he ever comes to the West Coast. And it was like, she lived in Escondido, which it's like, what is the 1 in 8 billion chance that was like, oh, he's here tomorrow.
Whoa.
All right, now I'll go see it. And it was like that was a cool thing. But I guess the other 8 million just hadn't thought about it yet. Nicole?
Nicole C. Lines on Instagram, and subscribe to the YouTube at Here's the Scenario.
Yeah, subscribe to the YouTube. Tell everybody, tell your friends.
Do you guys, if 2 of you go out and do a gig, does the other one get jealous?
It's usually them 2 that go out.
Yeah.
So do you
Why
get
not
jealous?
too?
No, I get FOMO on the fun times, there was times where you guys were like doing activity. I think there was even one time it was the 3 of you where
It
like
was
Nicole
Boston.
was yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah.
You
but
met
I
up
met
with
you
us,
in
but
Boston,
then
but I had already missed like out on
Everything.
half the inside jokes,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
like there was like infighting. Then Brendan got mad that I was there because he's like, the vibe's different now. We had a whole fight on camera about that in a cab.
It's great. Great documentation,
Sure. Fly on the wall stuff.
Okay, this might be a little telling of a question. Here's from TJ. Here's a scenario: you are an alien sent to Earth to destroy all humans. What's the first part of the world you annihilate?
The first part of the world?
Yeah, which part are you taking out first?
All the airports.
Oh, okay. I think it meant
Except
like geographical.
Huh?
I think it meant like what part of the world, like.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't think that answer.
What, like what
nuts.
continent?
That answer was nuts.
What do you mean?
All the airports in all the world, everywhere.
Yeah.
Why?
So no one
why?
can travel.
Why would
But you're here to
my
annihilate.
first
That's
thing,
true. If I am-
landlock 'em.
If I am annihilated.
I would destroy Airbnb. Ruining affordable vacations for families everywhere.
I don't know. I'm thinking like
Good
a
luck without
terrorist.
those cleaning fees.
I'm thinking like a terrorist and not like an alien.
Right.
I don't know. Skip me. Pass me.
Okay.
You would be a bad terrorist, then. That's the job Brendan would be bad at.
Yeah.
It's terrorism.
Yeah, there you go.
I would melt Antarctica.
Oh.
Because that would fuck everybody up. If I really wanted to cause havoc, that would flood a lot of places in the world.
Yeah, you
That's
just
a
took out.
brilliant.
You
Yeah.
just took out like 40 million people, like pretty quick. Like
Yeah.
they're
Well,
not
not
even
only
a
just
problem.
whoever lives there.
No, I know,
And then
but
as the
the entire
tsunami-
Earth.
The coasts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The coast would be bad. It would be a real like, it would be a real bad thing.
Yeah, why don't you
Yep.
go for both the poles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it said what part first. So just,
flood them
you know,
from both.
and-
Yeah, believe me, Greenland did occur to me, but I didn't.
And Greenland is so much ice, and Iceland is so green. So you see,
I learned that from Mighty Ducks
who
too.
named that? You know.
I would burn the gigantic ice wall that
Exists because of the
Exists
flat Earth,
because
the
of-
2 mile high ice
Absolutely.
walls.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And finally, we'll see the truth.
Yeah, I would destroy the records.
Yeah,
Man. You know?
yeah. The nobody has ever traversed the poles,
I'd release the
even though
document.
it's well documented.
Yeah. There was just that video too that went viral of this, like, it was a flat earther and he spent like $20,000 making this machine
Mhm.
that would show with a laser with like 100% accuracy that the world was curved. You know what I mean?
That was on the
world is
Netflix
flat.
documentary.
Oh, was
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
so funny.
And it showed, and he was wrong. Of
he was
course.
dead wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And did he admit it? Go, calculations.
No, of course they said something else.
Of
There's
course.
always
They're like,
it's
if
a
they-
war
they-
of attrition that you're never going to
They
win.
said inconclusive or something. You know,
Yeah,
they were
yeah.
like, well,
Yeah.
No, we
Yeah.
were considering during Rabbit Hole, we were considering starting a GoFundMe for Dave to like take a rocket. Like if that actual Branson thing existed back then, we would try to make that happen.
Why pay for a rocket? Why not just? How high would the rocket go?
into
I
that
don't
zero
know.
gravity. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
yeah.
So to like that
Oh.
upper
Well,
layer. of the
Bezos has
atmosphere.
one. How come none of them are reporting it?
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe it is flat.
no one will
Bezos
believe
has
it though.
But I mean, Bezos and William Shatner has gone up in that.
And he hated it.
He said he just felt sad for the Earth. Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Just all the war and the fact people hate each other. He just got emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bill's in his 90s.
That's also what a mushroom trip of an experience that is, to just see the little blue marble, you know what I mean, from up high.
Well, wasn't that like there was like an astronaut quote where he was like, you just see how small it all is and how stupid everything is that we fight and everything. What are you fucking laughing at?
Who's the astronaut?
I don't know,
I like
man.
it.
I don't know.
I like how Brendan goes, there's an
Look it up.
astronaut that said this, and then proceeds to say
To
what he
make
really
up
thinks.
it up.
Make
Who was it?
make
Jim
up.
Lovell?
Wasn't one of the major ones.
I think it was a Buzz Lightyear.
I think it was one of the first monkeys they sent up.
the first monkeys.
Evan Bunn, you just robbed a bank. It's whatever city you want. The cops are just around the corner. What's your plan? Whatever city you want. I feel like the move is to go like hell or high water situation and go like those random like outpost city, like, you know, Texas, one horse town sort of places, because there's going to be less count. New York City, if you're robbing a bank, you're on footage 24/7. Any
Yeah.
major city,
Yeah.
really.
I would run for a mall, looking for a mall if there's one. And because there's so many entrances and exits.
True.
And there's clothing stores in there. And maybe you could run in and grab a jacket or
my
something
God.
different and then go out a different exit.
That's a
Wow.
great idea.
You have an insidious brain.
I hadn't even thought about
Yeah,
malls.
really
or,
good.
I haven't even thought about escaping. I just thought about like
I immediately was like, just shoot it out right wherever I am.
I was
Yeah.
thinking, how much money could I hold? Like, if it's Washington or New York, you could get a lot of money, but it's like, how much can you hold?
Yeah.
So if it's like a small town, how much money are you really getting?
Right.
Like-
Well, but if vault's a vault, it's going to have. You know,
Yeah, but like a small town will have a smaller.
let's
like,
say it's
if it's
half
wa-
$500,000.
it's pretty good.
It's Bill's money. It's Dad's money. It's in his house.
Yeah, I don't rob anybody who's in the bank. Like what's like
Good for you.
The blue collar worker.
You're like Omar. So you're the bank
yeah,
robber.
yeah.
You don't
He
put your
whistles.
gun on no citizen.
Yeah.
He whistles out when he walks in, and then he
Yeah.
leaves and blows a guy.
Yes. And he fucks guys.
Yeah.
Brendan doesn't whistle, he wheezes.
Brendan, come in.
Brendan coming, not fast, obviously.
Well, he's going through the drive-through, so we have some time.
Yeah. This is Who Is Liz Nouse again. Would you rather lose your U.S. citizenship but be able to travel to anywhere in the world, all expenses paid, or remain a U.S. citizen but never be able to leave the U.S.? And then it says, if you stay a U.S. citizen, you can travel anywhere in the U.S., all expenses paid. For both scenarios, the travel with all expenses paid is just for you, not your family. They can join you wherever. They'll have to pay
Even
for it.
better.
So
This-
it's basically
fucking micro machines.
I will say this: if you stay a U.S. citizen and you can only travel, it's like still, if you spend the rest of your life traveling to all the various places in America, that's a pretty sweet gig. I mean,
Yeah.
you'd want to,
That
I'd want
is
to
our
see
gig.
other countries and so, what?
That is our gig.
No, but I mean like getting like with your family and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the good cities.
Yeah. Yeah, you're like showing your wife, you're like, honey, this is Binghamton.
Welcome to Wilkes-Barre.
Did someone say Escondido? But what? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously, never coming back to America, but being able to travel to Paris and all these Japan, all these other things,
And never being able to come back to America, I think you'd
Yeah.
run out of places to
No,
go.
you can be a citizen of whatever other country you go to. So if you go to Ireland,
Oh.
you can be a citizen of Ireland forever.
London is tempting, but I wouldn't want to give up the U.S.
Yeah.
Even though some of the escorts in London are great. The ones that can't get into the U.S. go there. Oh,
Is that true?
yeah, of course it is.
From what country?
Brazil, a lot of Brazil.
Wow.
Nice.
Mexico.
Is
awesome.
prostitution legal out there in London?
No.
Hmm.
I would probably stay in the States, though.
Yeah. Did you ever spend extended time out there, like do comedy?
No, I did a week here and there, a week in Europe, but never long tours.
Patrice actually lived out there, right? For a little
For a
bit.
long time. He
Yeah.
Where did he live?
and he didn't live there, but he would tour England a lot.
Yeah.
Loved him. Bill Burr's the one we used to fucking, he'd always tell me, dude, you fucking stupid, just go. And I'd be like, they're not going to like me. And he'd be like, what are you telling? He said, and I finally went. And he was right. It was great. Like, it was
Huh.
That's
so
awesome.
happy I went.
Wow,
Did
yeah.
you notice a difference in English audiences?
No, not really. Same thing.
Because
Most
you know,
of the same
sometimes
thing.
like they come to hear the seller, and you know, you never hear from the ones that have a great time, but there are those people who are like, you know, they heckle and they're like, "What? I mean, if you're in London, you gotta know we're gonna fall. That's what comedy is. There, we're throwing shit out, you know." Like, and they
Yeah.
say that about Irish audiences too. And you're like, I guess when I was there, Dublin was definitely that. Just drunk people being like, you know, it's a cage match, but that's no different from like most bar shows,
Right.
You know.
When I was in England, I did probably a good 40 minutes on what you guys call cigarettes.
I call
But you
it
had the
lifestyle.
liberties, yeah. All right, we got a couple more here. Robert V 2001. Would you rather want to fight like a Street Fighter character or a Mortal Kombat character?
I mean,
I don't know the difference.
Well,
I don't
Street Fighter, they have like, so you got the guy, the Hadouken, so he's shooting like those energy things. Mortal Kombat, you got like Sub-Zero freezes people, Scorpion pull. I mean, the ability
it's
to
gory.
freeze people over, the ability to freeze a person and just kind of knock on them and turn them into 1,000 little pieces is the best of
The
all.
satisfaction comes from the blood.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
where it is.
I don't know,
it comes
man.
Street
from the
Fighter is
sound,
much-
the Mortal Kombat sounds of like the like
Yeah,
pulling
you're-
the
But
skin,
freezing
the
somebody
blood
feels
out,
great
yeah.
because it's kind of it's like
But
Click.
yeah.
It's
No, I'm.
But that is Mortal
Yeah,
Kombat.
you're
but
also
there's no
agreeing with
blood
us.
though.
Yeah, there is.
In Mortal Kombat.
No, not in Sub-Zero. I'm saying
Sub-Zero.
No, you could- but they said you could be whoever you want to be.
There
They
is
said
blood in
Mortal Kombat.
Sub-Zero
but Sub-Zero
ending shit too. They don't.
You're not picking anybody over Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero has one where he freezes you and then he cuts you up and then you like fall into pieces. You see like the blood. It looks like little pieces of steak and everything.
Raiden's pretty cool though because you can like teleport.
I was just laughing at Jim's expression.
I just don't know who these people are. How about Centipede? You know?
All right. Okay. This is strange. TJ, would you rather beat up someone else's kid or get
Yes.
beat or
yeah.
or get beaten up by your own kid publicly?
Beat up someone
Yeah,
else's
beat up
kid.
somebody's kid.
I'd rather beat up someone else's kid than do most things. I'd rather beat up someone else's kid than have dinner with Ozzy. I love Ozzy. I'd rather beat up
free
someone
beating?
else's kid. Yes.
A free kid beating? That sounds awesome.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Depending on
How
the
old?
kid.
How young would they have to be
Let's say
before
5.
it would get sad?
Oh, I mean, it would get sad after they're on the ground and you're not done.
I think it would stop
You're
being,
never done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would stop being sad after like 9.
Or if you go to throw a kick and you hit your foot on the stroller. You're like, wow.
Get that binky out of your mouth and fight me like a man.
Just strangling them with their blanket.
Yeah. Okay, let's do Nicole. What do we? Oh, okay, we still have time. Here's a scenario: running with the bulls from Cerna Style. You all decide to travel to Pamplona to run with the bulls because content. Who becomes a bullmaster? Who dips into the Uber to the shortcut at the end? And who gets a life-altering injury? And who doesn't make it back?
Oh,
So
I'm never doing that.
I've always like in my 20s, like that was like a real fantasy was to go do that. Until I found out that they just kind of murder them all
Yeah.
at the end.
Yeah.
Which it's like the end of the race.
That's happening whether you're in it or not.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought they would just go right back into a herd and
They
be
do that at
okay.
the end of bullfights.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I won't
They
go
just
to
kill
Yeah.
Just- they-
They kill them there, like
and they,
in front of
they not
everyone.
only kill them there, but they kill them like slowly. Like they
Ugh.
throw like spears in them and they're just kind of dangling out of them and they have to throw like multiple spears and they're kind of just bleeding out. And they're also bucking when they're bullfighting because they have their testicles in a fucking vice and you're like, this is just insane.
It's
but
such a scumbag sport.
It
Like I
is.
love when those guys get gored.
Yeah.
I love
Oh,
videos
yeah.
where the guy, he's probably thinking of his family at home and all of a sudden a fucking bull horn is in his intestines.
Yeah.
Getting infected. Like, oh, fuck.
just throws it into dirt.
You'll love this. My cousin took a horn through his skull.
Oh my
Through
God.
his skull.
Was he
and,
there?
like, it just missed. No, it like just missed his fucking brain. It like glanced.
A
but-
bullhorn?
A bullhorn.
Oh
yeah.
my.
What was he doing?
Yeah,
He was
that's
bull. It was fucking bull riding. He was one of the Texas fucking get on top and go. And
Yeah.
he was just.
Yeah, and it's also hilarious that that's like the best one ever was like 9 seconds. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
It's like it's just talk about like a sport of failure. You know?
Yeah.
Is there like too many bulls or something? Like, why do we allow this?
Says the cuckold.
Easy there, Adam 22.
Yeah,
Why hasn't anybody complained about this?
People do.
yeah, all the time. It's a major boycott.
Oh,
Anytime,
Yeah,
any
but it's in
bullfight.
Spain. So
In
like,
Spain.
what are they gonna do?
Spanish people don't boycott
It's
stuff.
part of the culture. It's like cockfighting in
Yeah.
Mexico.
I don't know if
you
PETA has much jurisdiction out there.
but I'm sure there's their version of PETA as well.
I mean, similar to Bali, when I went and saw cockfighting, there was nobody there protesting. They were just like,
Wait.
"What?"
Hold on. What did you go and say?
It was cockfighting.
hilarious.
No, I mean, no comment.
After all that, no comment.
Brendan, you should adopt that. You should adopt the no comment thing. 'cause
Oh, I'm writing it down mentally.
There's been a lot of times where Brendan bursts through the door and then they're like, what? And he's like,
There's a guy
no.
outside.
Yeah. I think I would be able to. I don't think I would be a bull master. Absolutely not. I
You
don't.
would get hurt. You'd get injured.
I would have a. Well,
He's
Mike.
taxi.
Mike.
He's
no,
taxi.
I'm
Mike-
taxi.
He's taxi. 'cause he won't run. Mike. Is
I'm not going to
twisting.
even
Mike is-
do it.
He gets trampled before the gun goes off.
Yeah, the gun
Yeah.
hits me
Yeah.
and I die.
Yeah, Mike twists his knee off the curb.
Or
the first step.
or Brendan accidentally ends up at that like tomato throwing thing instead.
Yeah.
It's like just the opposite ceremony.
What, me doing my act? Ba-boom, bam, bang, ba-boom, boom, ba-ba.
That was good. That was really good. It
Thank you.
didn't
You
need
know,
that the last part, but
It wouldn't have done even
was doing
slightly.
great. We
It
were
was
all
not
laughing.
doing great.
all of us were actively laughing into the microphone.
Not
and
good
you heard it.
enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Couldn't hear the laughter. The sad story. Remember that Freddie Prinze movie?
Tanya, everyone always asks what time from history you'd go back to. Fuck that. What time period do you absolutely not want to go back to within civilized society? And then hers, she says, mine is 1000% cowboy times. Well, they got to think
Why?
just because I assume because of just personal
She's not
hygiene.
here to answer, Brendan.
Yeah, yeah. If I could answer for her, but a personal hygiene is. You got to think about how bad people smelled
Yeah.
before 1900.
But it was all normal back then. So, like, yeah, people smelled, but nobody really gave that much.
That
of a
didn't
shit.
mean that people couldn't smell horse shit in the
Do
streets.
you think their nose got used to it though?
Yeah.
You
Bad
know?
breath. No,
bad
Yeah.
breath?
You
and
ever
it's
see Deadwood? You can like smell the pussy through the screen.
BO,
fucking
just
gross.
BO, like
Yeah.
all of the terrible, awful stank that is pretty much any time before deodorant came out.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Well, and soap, just in general soap.
I think
Yeah, but-
going back to like I don't want to go back to any time before people could use soap and deodorant and bathe on a regular basis. Even those
Yeah.
Right.
once even
Because you're
cowboy
used
times.
to the like people bathing and stuff.
Yeah.
It would be your nose would explode.
Now I would
going
love
back
to go
there.
back to those like roaring like right before the
You don't think people
Depression.
stunk in the roaring 20s too?
Yeah.
it's all right.
I would go back to the late 80s during the comedy boom when every white man was handed a development deal.
I'd go back to 2011 and buy crypto. No time before, like whenever they used wool blankets and wool clothes, I would know it. I fucking hate
No
wool.
way.
These
Wool
itchy
sucks.
assholes.
Everyone
I
wearing
fucking
big
hate.
heavy hats every day.
Yeah.
World War One, they were freezing with a stump and fucking wool blanket, a trench.
Really, every time kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Maybe we're living in the best time ever.
I don't even think that's true.
Yeah.
When was the best time ever? 90s? 90s felt pretty good.
Depends on who you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are you talking to?
I mean,
For white people, a couple hundred years ago,
yeah.
white people shined.
That's what they
Still
call
pretty good.
Cut it out. No, I'm just kidding.
There.
All right, let's do one more. Right, Nicole? Is that we're doing good on time? Should we do one more?
Yeah, that's good.
Yes.
She didn't even look at a clock.
Yeah.
I absolutely did. And
If you said, Nicole, 7 more, she would went, yep. That's good. He's got you
She's on
pay no
Grubhub
mind.
right
Yeah,
now.
she's
She's
just
like-
fucking fainting.
Yeah.
Low blood sugar.
That me talking to her woke her up. She's like, what? Yeah.
Huh,
You're
pizza?
good.
Huh?
Yeah. Okay. Brendan Sargent, did your friends ever tell you crazy things that you believed, but after growing older, you realized how stupid they were? In middle school, my friends told me that he invented the word chode. So for years, I told people that I was best friends with the guy who invented chode.
Yeah, my buddy told me I could be a comic. That's it.
I was the liar for the most part. I was lying to everybody about everything.
What's some of your greatest lies?
I once edited like a fake rap album cover of like me on the cover, and I printed it out and I put it in one of those like CD cases.
Jewel cases.
Yeah, where like you'd put mixes and stuff. And I walked through school and I was like, I got a deal. You know, I was like telling everybody I got this rap deal.
And so did a bunch of people that were your
Showing
friends
everybody,
be
they're like,
oh my God, that's awesome.
really
Let me
just
listen to
one
it."
guy believed it. He was like, whoa, that's awesome.
He's like, can I hear it?
And
You're
then
like, no.
What was the question again?
Did you ever have somebody who lied to you, like one of your friends that told you something that was a lie, but you believed it, not having any idea for years?
When I was a boy, my grandmother told me that her friend Ruth and her had a falling out. And I said, what happened? And she goes, well, Ruth got mad and told me I was full of turkey. And I realized many years later, oh, she told us she was full of shit. But my grandmother didn't want to say that.
Whoa.
Ruth, that cunt,
Yeah.
told my grandmother she was full of turkey.
Oh.
You're full of turkey. What an old lady argument that is.
Yeah. I mean, it's,
Full of turkey's great.
I would love to know what that was over.
I don't remember. They had a falling out about something.
Yeah.
Old lady fallouts are so funny. They
Because
can't
they're
be
so
about
catty.
anything.
They're so catty too. I mean, they're always like, well, she's always had something to say.
Oh,
That's why
yeah.
her
A lot of
husband
church
left,
politics.
You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was about. I don't remember.
There was that kid that I talked about on when I was on a cruise ship. It was during like the Mark McGuire, Barry Bonds, Sammy Sosa era, and the kid, I met him on the first day, and his name was McGuire, and he told me that his actual uncle was Mark McGuire.
He could be.
Well, it spelled it differently. It turns
Oh,
out.
no.
But for the
He's
whole
related to the McGuire sisters.
so for the whole trip, everybody, because he also like, he tried to like downplay it, which is why I believed it. You know what I mean? He's like, because someone was like, McGuire, that's like Mark McGuire. And he was like, it's technically my uncle, but like, and then people were like, do you think you can get like a signed card? And he's like, yeah, for sure. Like we become friends at that point. So he was like, absolutely. I can. Like, it's not even a problem. I remember going back and like telling my parents on this cruise at night, being like, this guy is giving me a Mark McGuire signed baseball card. And my parents are like, sure. You know, like, and then I think they were the ones that asked me how he spelled it. And I was like, fuck. And then that's, that's when I realized
man.
it's maybe one of the most common names of all time.
Yeah, McGuire. Oh no, he owns a comedy club in Bohemia.
He's gonna pay me next to nothing to go out there with us.
My dad, but before, my dad used to like do big fish shit. Like used to just tell me stories about his life that were just wildly fabricated, and then just never like checked in to tell me he was kidding. And before he let me down, like just ultimately, and before I started checking him and knowing that he was lying, he told me he was, I think, like Michael Jackson's backup singer. Or something like that. And I believe that from the ages of like 4 to 12, like for a really long time. And I told like a bunch of people
Teachers and stuff.
Teachers like fought for it. And they're like, he's white? Like, they're just like,
Fighting
what? Like,
for it to
I would
fun.
love
Yeah.
to see that, dude. Your dad just behind Michael Jackson.
Then you found out what he actually did was point out cute boys to Michael.
yeah.
He's just backup wrangler. Is what he was.
The wrangler.
Yeah. The pair of jeans he was wearing back then.
he had a trusting face.
Yeah. Oh, that's so brutal.
Yeah.
That's
it really
so
hurt
brutal.
me. 'Cause
Nicole,
I
do
love
you have
Michael
anything you
Jackson.
believed?
I feel like it was mostly words that I thought were said a certain way until like much later.
Go out.
Right.
Like instead of bless you, like bless you. And like a lot of like shitty Jersey Italian words like gabagool and stuff
Wait,
like that.
BLESH.
Bless you.
Yeah.
you.
Or
Bless
you.
CH. It could go either way.
Just
I
one word,
guess,
bless
but
you.
like God bless you.
That's understandable.
Yeah.
Blesh.
I thought the whole thing about like crossing your eyes and they go like, don't make that face,
You
it'll
get
stay
stuck like that.
I thought that was real.
I
It is.
I had a moment where because making like real offensive faces back then, with like trying to look like you have a much lower IQ than you do. We used to do that to people we were driving. We were like children, And I do remember someone saying like your face will get stuck like that. And I remember at the time all of us being like bullshit, but at the
Right.
same time we were like, well, I'm not. You do
Yeah.
it now. Like
cut to you guys in your friend's basement, like, we'll pay you $50.
Yeah.
There was a
To go
split
20
second where I thought
minutes.
that's how they were made. It's like,
yeah.
it's like
Oh, they were making fun of someone else?
you just make
Oh,
the
that's
face and all this
hilarious.
hello forever.
God punish you immediately.
Yeah.
He got stuck like that.
Choked on my
All right, everybody. Well, I think this has been the podcast.
Yes.
I want to give a big thanks to Jim Norton
you
for
very
coming
much.
on the
Oh, guys.
show.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate it.
Great stuff.
How ironic. Today's my birthday and you.
Happy
It is,
birthday.
yeah,
That's
happy
right. We haven't
birthday.
wished an official
I didn't even
birthday.
hear it.
Leave a nice comment on this episode for Jim. Wish him a happy birthday.
Yeah, happy
he'll be
birthday.
actively checking the comments.
That's
So
right. Yes.
so do that.
I
And
will check. I like all your feedback.
we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Yo.